Alright, so this is a suggestion via Discord. The name of the video is, what does this mean for Joe Rogan? This comes from the channel Clip World. Let's check it out. Let's see what this takes us. What does what mean for Joe Rogan? Right? So much intrigue.
Theo Von just had Donald Trump on his podcast this past weekend, just days after interviewing Bernie Sanders on the same platform.
You like Bernie? Are you friends with him or something?
No, I met him the other day.
Was that the first time?
It was the first time.
Were you impressed by him?
Yeah.
One thing, he's still sharp, right?
Oh, yeah, he's still sharp.
He doesn't suffer from what Biden did.
No.
Mental dullness.
Yeah.
Right.
I mean...
Right.
It's just, Biden is
mentally
like,
gone.
You know, somebody put a merry-go-round in his head, I heard.
This man said mentally gone 3 times. Listen, be fully aware. Trump was the funniest, one of the funniest. No, he was the funniest, media personality ever. That's what I will give to him exclusively. Okay? That's it.
But they didn't plug it in. They didn't tell him.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Do you see why people like him?
I do. He's very disarming. He gets up there and he says whatever the hell he wants.
Doesn't seem like he's by the book. That was a thing.
He is not by the book.
Right. And so that's something, the same as you. It's like, it feels like they're speaking for themselves.
That's why also, I guess, keep this in mind here. Back when Bernie Sanders basically got sniped out of the Democrat Party through all types of craziness, I'm guessing phone calls, right? When that happened, when they realized they were running scared of Bernie Sanders in the Democrat Party, seriously, because of it. The only person that said anything at that time, I think, was Trump. Funny enough, listen, you got the only person I was scared of. Well, all right, let's get it.
Whether you agree with maybe what they believe, they believe what they're saying. And that, I think, comes through.
I think you're right.
Clearly to people.
I think, he's certainly unusual. Gets up there and he rants and he does his thing, and he's not necessarily, I'm sure his advisors go crazy. But he's not, he doesn't
Probably.
Kid Rock is one of his advisors, you know?
Kid Rock is, he's terrific. He came to the convention and he knocked everybody out. He was fantastic. He's a great guy. He's just a great guy. He's popular, very popular.
Oh, he's a real dirt serpent too, dude. He's a freaking
Dirt
legend,
serpent.
you know? He's a legend.
He is a legend,
Yeah.
I guess, in a true sense.
Donald Trump's episode of this past weekend was little under an hour long, and of course, a good chunk of time was spent discussing the UFC, which both Theo Von and Donald Trump are known to be huge fans of, and even share a few memories from attending the same fights.
Sometimes we do walk-ons with Dana, and place sort of likes it.
Oh yeah, I've been there.
But
There's a
Dana-
video
yeah,
of us.
yeah.
I was behind you in one video. UFC became my favorite sport during the pandemic because
Right.
Dana was brave enough to stay open. You know,
He was it. He was the whole ball game. He was the only sport, and he'd open up in arenas with nothing other than very good fighters.
Yeah.
And they would be fighting. He had some of the best fights during the pandemic.
Yeah,
But he
it was
would do
exceptional. There it is, right there. See, look,
Oh,
there
yeah.
you are, and I'm right
Probably
behind
the
you. there.
only one
wow.
storing
Yeah,
that.
the white guy in
Oh,
the
that's
hat.
great. That's right. The white guy in the hat is right. That's great.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of us there, but I was one of them for sure.
That's right.
Yeah, see, that's me right there.
Good sport, isn't it, huh?
Yeah, I'm a Dustin Poirier fan, so.
Oh, he's great. He
I
was,
know.
boy, I tell you, he's a warrior. That last fight he had, whether you like it or not, he is a warrior.
Yeah, it felt like he didn't get the victory, but it didn't feel like he lost.
No, he didn't lose that fight.
Donald Trump has done a few other podcasts before, like Full Send and Kill Tony, but this is really the first time a comedian has ever interviewed the former president like this. For a long time, people have been waiting on the Joe Rogan Donald Trump podcast, but in the past, Rogan has indicated that he does not think he'd get a real version of Donald Trump on JRE, but rather someone who is just using his massive platform for their own gain. However, this conversation with Theo Von might change some things.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. Okay, now I get the title makes a lot of sense, actually. Every single person that is famous or trying to do something definitely runs to Joe Rogan's podcast. And if Theo Von, also another comedian, right, has the ability to also interview him coherently and get some laughs out of it, then oh no, Joe Rogan, you may actually, in fact, get dethroned here.
Although the episode was on the shorter side, the discussion between Theo and Trump only really got political when Theo asked specific questions regarding certain issues. Other than that, the podcast was well balanced with regular stories mixed in. And just try to tell me you can't envision this story on JRE.
Do you remember the first fight that you ever went to, whether it was UFC or boxing or anything?
Yeah, I do. It was Joe Frazier, Muhammad Ali in Madison Square Garden many, many years ago. And
Oh, yeah,
I think that was
many,
the first fight I
many,
went to.
many,
I
many
liked
years
the
ago.
Boxing.
How old were you, remember?
Oh boy, I don't know. You can deduct it from what I am now, but it was a long time ago. But they were two undefeated fighters. They were both undefeated. Muhammad became a friend of mine. So did Joe, Jolton Joe. He was. They were two great fighters. That fight was incredible. I think they had like many heart attacks that night, literally heart attacks in Madison Square Garden. I think it was Madison Square Garden. The fight was so unbelievable. Two undefeated heavyweight champions of the world. There was no UFC and there was no competition really. It was it. I remember that Muhammad wasn't allowed to fight because of lots of different things, and he was a terrific guy. Both terrific guys.
Lots of different things. If you guys know, you guys know.
They finally made it happen. They finally
And
made
they
that
made
bout
it happen.
happen.
So you had two undefeated heavyweight champions fighting.
And who took you to the fight? You remember?
I went with my father and my brother Robert. I must have been very young. It was a long time ago, but you would never forget it. That was one of those moments.
Oh, yeah.
But no, literally, there were like many heart attacks in the arena.
If people having too much fun, or what do you
They were
think? It was
just having
drugs?
heart attacks because it was such a crazy event. It was so, the people were just, I know a friend of mine, the father, he had a bad heart attack. Literally, they took him out. They were taking people out.
It's an early
It was
KO.
Donald Trump also said some positive things about RFK Jr. during this
it's an early
podcast with Theo
KO.
Von, which Joe Rogan would obviously want to address if they ever did a podcast together. If you don't know, Donald Trump recently put out a message on his Truth Social platform about Joe Rogan based on remarks that Rogan had made about RFK Jr., and we made a video about it that will be on the end screen right after this.
There was a rumor that you almost had RFK Jr. as a potential vice president.
No.
Just a rumor.
Yeah,
And
no.
did
I like him. I've always liked him. But
I like him too. Bobby and I are friends. He's a friend of mine. I've known him for
He's
years.
a good man.
Yeah.
He's in there pitching. It's tough. It's a two-party system, and he's a third party. It's a tough thing. He can't get registered now in New York. I see New York, and the Democrats have really opposed him vehemently. I haven't, but the Democrats have really opposed him.
So you think he should be allowed to run everywhere?
Well, the laws don't allow that.
Okay.
It seems like if Joe Rogan was ever going to change his mind about having Trump on the podcast,
So it sounds like we're stuck with this ridiculous two-party system, guys. It sounds like we're stuck, right? Like if a third person comes out of nowhere and it's like, listen, I want to run for president. I have better ideas than both of these guys. Right? They can't even do it. Why? Because they're not part of the ridiculous two-party system that we're literally stuck with, it seems.
it would either be sometime soon or years from now when Donald Trump is not a political candidate and can openly spill some government beans. But also, there's been such a big stink made by other people wanting this podcast to happen so badly that stubborn Joe Rogan might just never do this interview now out of principle.
Let's go to 2043. We're doing a podcast, you're 75. At 75, we look back and we look at the list of podcasters. Who are the greatest podcasters of all time? Joe Rogan at the top, GOAT. Who's the greatest this, that? And he's like, dude, but he never interviewed that guy Trump. I'm gonna be like, what are you talking about? Wait, let me get this straight. The greatest podcaster of all time never interviewed Trump at a time that he didn't do that? Dude, that's crazy. I don't believe it. Why not? It had to be personal. It had to be this. So to me, I think the guy that's going to interview him in a way that nobody else is going to interview him, you're going to ask some questions that you want to know about. Like, hey, what happened with JFK? Are we really going to find out? Can you commit to us? Are you going to come out with the files or no? So I really want to know. Last time you said you did, but you only gave us 80%. Are we going to get the other 20%? Aliens. What the hell is going on with these aliens? Are we going to know or no? Can you give us a glimpse? Do you think we should know?
About aliens?
I don't think he'd tell you anything about that.
But what I'm saying,
I think that would be a waste of time.
yeah, but what I'm saying is whatever
Maybe I'm
angles,
wrong.
whatever angles you choose to take,
Right.
okay, it's your show. You get to take whatever angles you want to take. I think it'd be very weird to look back. There's going to be no mainstream media 20 years from now. You know that. I know that. To look back and say
that's
Joe
done.
never interviewed Trump. That's kind of weird. So that's my pitch to you.
Good. I like
Why-
weird.
You like weird?
I like things when weird.
I don't know about that. I think one.
Why don't you interview him?
But anyway, if you're not already, please consider subscribing to Clip World right
That's valid.
now. This is the official second channel of Joke World, which is a one-stop shop for everything comedy related, including news, highlights, daily shorts, and other cool stuff that you'll only find out about if you press subscribe and stop lollygagging around like
Hey.
a damn fool.
Oh, all right. Well, guys, do I think that this has like the literal ability to dethrone Joe Rogan? right? 'Cause if he's not interviewing like the people that need like solid, communication, let's say, you should be able to talk to these individuals. Like, regardless of if you do not align with someone, think politically, we need to get past the fact that, oh, this person here doesn't believe everything the same way I believe. That means that person is terrible. That doesn't mean that, bro. That means you have different ideas, right? And that's kind of, I think, where we're stuck currently, right? That everyone doesn't like the other side, whatever side that they're on. They really like their side, and everyone else that shares the same ideas, but the other side is evil. The other side says, I like my ideas. The other side is evil. Guys, it's a circle jerk. I mean, I don't want to say that. It's basically a circle, all right? It's going back and forth. It's nonsense. You should be able to sit down and have a conversation, regardless of if you agree with the person you're talking to or not, all right? It's a reality here, guys. Let's get to that point again. Please. Do you remember that? I think social media ruined us, right? It really did. Like, social media was to the detriment of our society. It broke us. Oh, yeah. Because I'm sure you guys remember growing up, right? Like, your grandparents would say some absolute crazy things, right? They would be politically aligned with this thing, right? Then the kids at the table would be different, because obviously that's how it happens, right? As you get older, the more conservative you generally become. The reality of humanity, let's say. Right? Or one husband would be voting for this, and the wife would be voting for this, right? Can we please get back to just normality? Not everything has to be like this, okay? You don't have to like every single person you encounter. Or how about this? You don't have to like the ideology of every single person you encounter in order for you to be able to sit down at a table and act like adults. Guys, that's it. That's where I'm sitting. That's where I lie. But all right, listen, you guys all have an absolutely amazing day. Enjoy your day thoroughly. Guys, before we go, are you guys subscribed to the other channels? Logical Movie Reviews with Mr. L. Boyd, along with Mr. L. Boyd Music. Both are found in the description. Check it out.